And you just watch the way Green Bay is getting started here. They're really crisp. There it is. You know, like they do in wrestling. Boom! There it is. Boom! Right there. That's a wham block. There it is.
Throw me the money!
Good morning, everybody. Put the coffee on. Time to wake and break and win together. We got all the right people to do that. We got a dude we call the genius. I mean, you got to have one of those. We got Heavy Steps over there. All that dude does is win. And the parlay producer making the whole show work. You've been crushing it this week with the parlays and the teasers and the whatnots. Have you not there, Chris?
Yeah, because I've got God up there in the left-hand corner fucking just feeding me fucking winners constantly. You can't fucking lose.
He is good at that. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. We are live on, everything. Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're scrolling and searching. You're going to be able to find us on the Fantasy Sports Corp channel. Subscribe to that. Let us know in the comments what you're struggling with. By my count, we have 8 backup quarterbacks this week. So wow. No shortage of things to discuss. We have at least 3 I never heard of before this week. Who's is Daniel Jones going to play today, Elio? Because I think Tyrod is ruled out.
Yeah, I think Daniel Jones is supposed to be starting.
I don't know about that.
Is that better or worse?
Yeah, I don't know.
At this point, I mean, all the Giants can do is rely on their defense and Barkley. You know,
I mean,
defense surprisingly been pretty good.
Whether it's Tyrod or Daniel Jones, either one is better than that guy they threw in last week. I mean, they didn't let him throw the ball at all. That passing, I thought it was a typo when I looked at it, and it was like 7 passing yards on the game.
He's hot garbage. That's what Coach says. Not mincing words. It's not a thing Coach does. Have you brought your all your action information that just keeps the show running like a well-oiled machine? We got a game kicking off in 17 minutes. Dolphins and Chiefs. We did not send them a shitty one this time. We arguably sent them the best game of the week. I like this week. We have the shitty teams are playing each other over there, and then we have all the good teams that we actually like watching matched up against each other. So we have like
hey, one thing we don't have to worry about is David's eliminator picks of the week. I actually went with my Steelers on Thursday.
Nice.
Last week I went with the Lions on Monday night, and so I had to sweat the whole, till the last game. I don't like doing that generally, but it was like my best bet of the week was the Lions beating the Raiders. So this week is rough though for other than possibly the Browns or the Saints, and I don't feel good about either of those teams. So
no.
I went with the Steelers, and they pulled it out.
A classic Steelers grind it out. How did they win that game? I
don't know how they've won any game. We've still been outgained in every single game this season, and somehow we're 5-3. The only thing I can say is Mike Tomlin.
That's the way the Steelers have won all year long.
Mazo over on Rumbles in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up? Top of the morning. Yeah, we got a nice little crew here already. Kamish is here. He wants to talk about America's team. I feel like they're going to win this morning. I like
Vince. What's up, man?
I like the Dolphins. Vince Schultz. Good morning. He currently has JT, Gus, and Jacobs plugged in at Flex. Would you make room to fit Zach Moss in there? I mean, I have not liked what I've seen from Josh Jacobs all year, but I don't know if you can pull him for Zach Moss. Zach Moss, if his name wasn't Zach Moss, we would have an even higher opinion of him. That guy's been crushing it. Even since JT came back, he's been undeniable. When he gets on the field, he gets shit done.
Vince, I know you'll be around for the TSF start sit later with that same question, so I'll hold my answer till then.
I think we're gonna get some more JT today. After last week, like he didn't get any rushing yards in the second half or something.
What's that injury related?
I think you could play both of them safely today in the same game. I think they're gonna, they're starting to slowly realize that this team is a rushing team with a great offensive line and 2 running backs who are producing.
Yeah. Lean into your own identity.
Mazo says expect Dable to get fired if he doesn't win this game. Straight up.
I would want to be if I was him. I mean, you got Daniel Jones for the next 3 years.
I mean, does that make you want to throw up in your mouth a little bit?
Yeah,
That's
they
just
got that
not
wrong.
attractive.
No, you got to get through with Daniel Jones and deal with the New York media every single week, and you just want to say, "What am I supposed to do? I got fucking Daniel Jones making $40 million a year. That's a massive anchor."
Elio, what's happening with that? What do you think about that?
They should fire. Gosh, man. I mean, I hate to punish the coaches, and for this time around, fuck, not again. Something's wrong with my internet, guys. Jeez.
Uh oh.
Elio's having all sorts of problems this morning.
You want to talk about this early matchup?
Anything?
It's the time change. The time change is messing with him.
Yep. You got the Chiefs in this one, or you got the Dolphins heavy?
I rolled with the Chiefs. I took them early, so I got a bad line at -2.5. I think it's closing down at -1.5. Dude, I think it's after I took the bet, it was already locked in. But the closer we got to the game, I'm thinking Miami might be the right side. I think it's a coin flip, but anything under 3, the Chiefs have cashed. With Mahomes at quarterback, surprisingly, he has cashed on bigger spreads this year. Typically, he doesn't cash those, but I don't know. I think Miami, I think they're going to have some success with the run game. They got a lot of guys coming back. So Connor Williams, Armstead, both turning up to come back. Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey going to play. And then Javon Holland, he's going to be out. He was out with the concussion, but he's cleared to play. So Miami should be healthy today. But yeah, we got a good one here at 9-8. We're spoiled.
I got I tease this game heavy. I have the I have the Dolphins at +7 and the under at 56.
Hey, that's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points in the NFL. But if any two teams can go over that, these could be two teams.
That's exactly right. So that could go either way, right? And I think we're gonna know that in the first couple drives.
Probably
where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I like that. I think Eric, you said you took the first drive to be a touchdown. Maybe somebody will just get off going, fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking both of these coaches, Reed and McDaniel, each have probably 15 scripted plays that could score a touchdown against most NFL defenses. I mean, they're the only game on. They both want to. I don't know how glamorous Andy Reid is if he really wants to show off, but I know McDaniel does. Andy Reid possibly just has been eating sausages for the last 36 hours. I'm a little worried about that.
Hamburgers, double cheeseburgers, triple cheeseburgers.
He's got meat sweats going.
Coach, I'm on the under personally. I'm on the under on a 3-unit just under bet on under 50, and and I've got a teaser on it. I don't have a bet in on the spread.
That's probably good at this point.
Except for the teaser. Let me caveat that. I don't have just a straight bet. I didn't roll with heavy with that. The only bet I didn't tail that heavy hit early was the KC bet because I didn't like it. I was like, I want to be on the Dolphins. I don't want to bet this early and then be like, now I have to not bet it. And
that was a good choice. You saw where the line moved.
Yeah, it did.
That's where we're at now. But I think if you like Miami today, I think that they're going to win with the run game instead of the pass. I mean, the pass game's always going to be there, but
yeah, it's fucking Mostert today. This is how Chris goes to 8-1 in the Belt League and one step closer to bringing the belt home to Wisconsin where it belongs.
Yeah,
I think only 2 times this year he's not hit 50 rushing yards. So he's at 50.5 this week. And Chiefs outside run game, our run defense is their weak point, and that's his strength. So I like the escalator bet there with Mostert. I think it's 50, 75, and somewhere around 100.
Nicole Hardman, 30-1 for first touchdown. Maybe they get cute and showcase old.
Hey, I got an odds booster though, and I bet an odds booster on Kelsey first TD.
I mean, is Taylor Swift going to be there? Bet Online has a whole bunch of bets for Taylor Swift props for every week.
I got it.
She's going to be at the game.
15. That's not
bad.
Wild.
You can bet all the way up to week 18 if she's going to be at the game.
Dude,
no way.
The Raiders game.
So her fucking personal assistant just fucking unloaded the fucking mortgage and said, "Okay, I'll do that.
I'm sure they have some. They have to be a. I don't know how
Well,
they
these
monetize.
Swifties
They
are
look at big
rabid
bets
fans.
coming in like that. Yeah,
Every
I know.
Taylor Swift fan, let's be real, every Taylor Swift fan is a stalker. So
Yeah,
they know.
my daughter's Taylor Swift fans, but some of her friends, like, they know what she's doing right now. Like,
Yeah,
right now.
there's because the Las Vegas Raiders game at Vegas is 25-1 that she'll be there. So she must have something going on because that seems like a game she'd go to. Coach is on Miami and under.
Wow.
Who's
Belt
gonna
week.
bring that fucking belt back to Oklahoma, Coach? Who? You got me or Angela? That's who's winning this. Either
Oh,
way,
no.
it's up here.
The girl who probably auto drafted half her team or just took a bunch of Vikings and guys she likes is possibly going to win the league. And isn't that?
Jefferson hurt her
Yeah.
on the IR. That hurts. When your first round draft pick sits on the IR, that's hellacious.
Yeah. Well, got a bird battle.
Well, we got our Giants back. Our Giants are back.
Giants take us back.
I got to talk to my accountant. I don't know if he fucking pay the internet bill or some shit like that, man.
Oh, maybe.
Tested it twice. This shit's like, it's working fast. I don't know what
you're
that's
good
going.
now. You're good. You're not freezing up. We can hear you.
Ah, man, shit.
Bezos
Anyway, go ahead.
says, get that man a new router.
Hey, I have like really two fucking expensive routers. One in the first level of my house, one in the second story, dude, because that shit's so bad. I got fucking extenders. I mean, I got state-of-the-art shit and it's not working, bro. I mean, I'm telling you, man. I think I'm gonna have to fire my wife.
Hey, real quick, Mazo is just making
That's
me
part of
happy. He
that.
says with Howard and Ramsey in today, Miami by 14, which that might not lend good to my under. I don't know,
Jeez.
but we'll see.
Maybe. You could get both.
That's a
I
little.
mean, I got it
wild.
at 56. That's like a fucking college under. It's like
That's
Big
8.
12 shit.
That's 8 touchdowns. So you can have 7 touchdowns and be okay. That's pretty
God
good.
damn it. Well, they're going to hit 7 in the second quarter. I'm going to be like, you fuck.
Bird battle, Seahawks at Ravens. I kind of like Pete Carroll in this one for some reason. It's getting 6.5. I mean, you give me 6.5 with Pete Carroll in a gritty spot on the East Coast. He travels a day early. He says he's got it figured out, this West Coast to East Coast thing. I took Seattle in our contest picks on the Football Super Podcast. Heavy, am I crazy? What do you think about the Ravens at home laying less than a touchdown against Seattle and
Yeah,
Geno
I think
Smith?
this could be one of those spots. Ravens could blow them out. I think. I mean, Seattle's strung together a couple good games. Their offense has surprisingly been good. They've had some trouble in the red zone. I think last week they got that fixed a little bit. But Ravens kind of on a roll. So I don't think I can. I know the line's long, but I don't think I'm gonna bet either side of this game. I think I'm just gonna stay away.
I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm a little biased, but I'm totally going for the Hawks today.
Patriot 416-5's in the chat over on Rumble. What's up, brother?
Classic. I mean,
He's still riding that Rangers fucking love.
I think it's gonna be a closer
He had
game.
mad futures on all that shit.
I think it's gonna be a closer game in my book. I don't know if it's gonna be a blowout. I'm with Heavy on this. I'm not gonna bet this game. It's one of those that shit. When you see a 5+ line, spread, makes me a little weary because you got to win by 2 field goals or a touchdown. But I think it's gonna be a lot closer than it is. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. This game is a little ugly, bro. And the Ravens have shown that they are inconsistent. They'll have this great game one week and then really throw a dud against Arizona, still win. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it scares me a little bit. I like the Ravens on here, but I think it's gonna be a closer game in my book.
Right. You can dud
Either
against
number one
the
and,
Cardinals and still come away with a win. You're not going to dud against the Seahawks and pull it out.
Exactly. So
Number
after
one
having a
defensive
great game,
DVOA.
they do.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, Pete Carroll as an underdog, 48-32, 60% against the spread, and Geno Smith 20-14, 59%. Those are pretty good, but nothing crazy good.
It don't matter. I have him winning the game outright.
Geno has not looked impressive this year at all.
Yeah. I'll definitely cheer for the Seahawks for sure. I'd like to see them win.
And what do you guys think of the over-under on this one? 44.5. That's probably
one of
what
those.
I'd probably lean under.
Yeah, me too. It's borderline for me. It's not at that 45, 46 that I like to see.
Seattle, they're both allowing about 96, 98 rushing yards per game. Maybe this is just, run, punt a few times.
Hey, Kenneth Walker, anytime touchdown, man.
And it comes in under. I
There
like
you
Zach Charbonnet this week,
Right.
too.
Yeah, I heard they're going to give him some more run this week because he impressed last week.
Yeah, Pete Carroll couldn't say enough nice things about him. He was basically like, I want to adopt him. I love this guy. He doesn't do anything wrong.
You can't hate on KW3 though right now either. He's doing his thing. So I think they got a good offense over there. I mean, they got JSN starting to show out, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Like he's got the weapons if Geno Smith would just wake up.
Yeah. I mean, the rookie JSN really has only been healthy for a couple weeks. He broke his wrist or whatever and played through it. Now he's feeling good, even though Tyler Lockett's fading a little bit. He can step right into that role. And that's probably what they planned on. That's what everybody who drafted him to their fantasy team planned on was that Lockett or Metcalf would eventually either fall off or get injured and the kid would step up. And that seems to be what's happening. Him and Zay Flowers, I think, both put on a show this week.
I think, and also Pete has figure out a way to use him in that offense. You know what I'm saying? Trying to put him in there and in situations where they're really wide receiver heavy. You know what I mean? It's hard to feed all those mouths. And the rookie is the odd man out because you got the two veterans. But I think he's figured a way to kind of implement him in that offense to get him some opportunities as well. So that's a good thing moving forward.
I got a good number here for Jackson. First half, Ravens first half, 43, 24, and 2 against the spread lifetime in the first half, 64% hit rate, 6-2 this season. And then the score lines of the past 5 Ravens games at halftime, 21-3, 10-3, 18-3, 28-0, 14-7. So it's an average of 18.2 points per game and just 3.2 points per game allowed on the other side. First half. Ravens.
First of all, Patriot 416.5 says, "Hey, basically, I'm going to not. This is not verbatim. He said you sound sexy as fuck with your new mic."
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Patriot 416.5. See, I acknowledge him for who he really is.
That's not a quote.
Okay, he is 416.5 to me. He's 4165 to Will. That's his pronoun. So we will go by his pronoun.
4165.
That's what he identifies by. Right?
If you say 4165, then we know you're a cop.
Back to blue, bro.
Oh God, the Packers got the Rams coming in. This is a gross one. I'm not sure we should be laying points to anybody.
Are you fucking? You got the Hall of Famer Jordan Love coming out today. We had a few down weeks. All right.
We did.
Have you ever heard of the cat and mouse game? This is all intentional. All right.
Oh,
now when we pummel them. We got them on. We got them all looking over us.
It's Matthew Stafford starting. He's still questionable.
No, he's out. I think
he's out.
He's out, right? Ripien is playing. Yeah.
It's
Line's probably moved. Well, I mean, it's 3-3 right now.
What did that started at 1?
Did it start at 1? It says the line's moved from LA slight favorites to Packers to minus 3.
I think I have the Packers. Earlier in the week, I took the Packers. They were -3 then too, and I did my bets on Thursday. So
it's flipped completely.
Yeah.
But LA's now under.
I put my bet in last Monday. Hang on, let me.
Who's their backup?
It's way back there.
I have no idea because Bennett was released from duties, right? He has some personal issues. Remember who they drafted?
Yeah. It's Craig Rippin or
Brett or whatever. Brett, I think.
Yeah.
That's Mark Rippon's son, right?
Yep. Mark Rippon. That's who I was thinking of. Yep. His kid or his nephew. I think it's his nephew.
Yeah, man.
I got the under at 41 heavy. That's all I did.
I mean, at this point, if Stafford's not playing, that's probably the good.
Yeah, it's moved down to 38.5.
I got the first half. I took the first half 19.5 under. earlier.
Boy,
so
I
don't
yeah, that
even know
was
where
me.
that's at.
I really I got a little bit tired the other night and just blindly tailed all of fucking Will's picks and realized that I had the Buffalo Bills every fucking way you could bet them today. And I don't feel good about it, to be honest with you, now that I'm looking at this.
Heavy, what do you think of the under for the Packers under 20.5?
I don't. Three
I
touchdowns.
just
How do we
don't
get
know.
3 touchdowns?
I just don't
Yeah.
know how what the Rams offense is going to look like.
Yeah.
You know, how if they're going to be able to move the ball with the backup. I mean, they still have great skill players on the outside, so you know, just throw the ball in Cup or Puka's way, and they'll go out and get it. Tutu as well. So
Yeah.
I'm just not sure. I think the under on the game earlier this week, if you got it, that's good. 38.5, it's come down.
Yeah.
You know,
41
and
was
the lines
41 was
flipped.
There's
41
some
was a good
close
choice.
calls this
41
week.
would have been like
David,
jump over it.
David, I think there's a question for you out here.
Yeah,
Have it.
yeah, I'd go Carr. I know that I think he's averaged about 50 attempts in the last 3 games, and the offense over there has woken up, and they have an easier game this week. They're one of the 2 top picks for eliminator leagues, which is why I stayed away from it. But I would go Carr in a smash here.
The mustache doesn't do
Hey,
anything for you,
Minshew's
David.
playing Carolina, bro. I don't know, man. You might,
Yeah.
Carolina's been a sneaky good defense. They haven't been great offensively, but their defense hasn't been terrible.
Yeah,
Cricket
Brian
And
Burns-
again, I think
Cricket
they're
likes
going to
Carolina.
lean into the run game.
I'm starting Minshew
Carolina?
over Jordan Love in the super flex.
No,
Carolina
well,
should be leaning on the run game.
both teams should lean into the run game.
Yep. Well, they've been using oh my god, what's his name? The starting running back, I
Chuba?
forgot. Thomas, JT.
JT and Moss.
Yeah, they've been using JT a lot on the passing game as well. He's been catching some footballs and getting some 50 yards burned. So it's like he's just a matter of time. They're increasing his snap rate also. So I don't know, man. I mean, he's been hitting Pittman a lot. He's had the 3 games he started, thrown over 300 yards. I don't know. I like Minshew here, man. Even though Carr is the obvious choice, but Minshew. Put it this way, Minshew. If you're going to do a DFS lineup.
If it wasn't for all of the turnovers, it would be a little bit closer. But Minshew likes to throw to the other team just as much as his own team. So
He runs it through.
Just picked a tie. Ooh. So, hey, Patriot for 416.5. He just picked Green Bay first half for a tie plus 780.
Wow.
That's not a horrible bet.
No.
Hey, Mazo only has 2 rules when betting. Never bet against the black coach or a black QB.
I know who that
Tomlin
is.
has fucked me more than once.
You
When I
don't
bet against the
Mike
Steelers.
Tomlin.
It's
That's
just
a crazy
dumb to
thing
do it.
do.
So he's telling you to bet Lamar, bet the Ravens today,
I believe that's exactly what
and the Vikings because they got Josh Dobbs.
I got to pick
Yeah,
this tie.
well,
for
the Vikings-
I can't give up plus 780.
No. That's too good to. I mean, that's too good to pass.
They
up. You
could
can't afford
absolutely
not
be
to do
3-3.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe no touchdown is the move. Maybe 0
That's so
touchdowns
bad.
in the first half.
God, we hate our team. We hate our team. Hate them.
We're not used to this, where it's a real shock to the system.
I don't know where to put my hands. Hey, what's it like to lose, Heavy? I've never had a team that did that. I don't know what to do.
Come on now. You're an Oklahoma State fan. I mean, they don't always win.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We won last night, baby.
You won the last.
Hey.
Well, we don't know if
Last
that's
Bedlam.
the last or not, but
It is the last.
They won the Bedlam Bowl.
Yeah. That
you
was
could do
a
an
fantastic
out of
game.
conference game every year. But the
You didn't get the
SEC's
pie in the
pretty
face
tight
this
on
year,
that.
huh?
There's some bad blood now. That's not going to get done for a while, Heavy. It's going to take
Yep.
some years to mend those wounds. That with them leaving with Texas, that was the deal.
Money's right.
I didn't
That-
go
You
Yeah,
about to do anything
well.
for money.
That's true.
I know one thing. You guys, nobody's going to be able to say that Michigan, Ohio State, or Penn State have an easy schedule going forward next year anymore with Washington, Oregon, USC, and UCLA all coming to the Big Ten. There's not going to be they have a bad strength of schedule anymore.
Well,
I don't know if they're going to be
Jones-
the NCAA eventually. I mean,
True. Yeah.
it's
Aaron
might
Jones
just be
limited
Power
practice. all
4,
week.
5 conferences.
I don't know if he plays. Elton Jenkins limited practice. Everybody limited. Luke Musgrave, Quay Walker did not practice with a groin. I don't know, man. I don't know if we're a better team than these Los Angeles Rams with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Maybe Jair has a good game and locks down, Puka, but Cooper Kupp's going to roam free across the middle probably. Yeah, I don't like either side. The under's probably the way to go. These totals are gross.
I have the Packers -3, and I'm confident in that one. It's a much better game, I think, than the one that's showing right now, the Vikings and the Falcons. This is one of my 2 ugly games of the week.
Yeah, this is
Vikings,
Yes.
Falcons -3.5
Darren
at
Hall.
home. Total 38. Oh.
Got
Bijan.
2 quarterbacks. Look at the
Yep.
2 quarterback matchups you got. Heineke
Yeah.
versus
Jaron.
Dobbs.
Yeah,
Well, no,
and
Dobbs-
No,
Dobbs
Dobbs
not
is
starting?
going to play.
No,
I don't know.
Darren Hall.
Heineke in because
Okay.
of
Jaron
yeah,
Hall.
they're not
Yeah,
putting
it's even
Heineke
worse.
in because he won.
Yeah,
They're
even
putting him in
worse.
because they're
Even
bad.
worse.
First drive touchdown plus 300.
There it is.
There we go.
There it
That's
is.
the kind of game. That's the
I mean,
kind of game.
you just
we
gave
need
it
in
out.
this corner.
You just gave it
I
out. The
tried.
winner already.
I could take you right to the water. I can't make you drink it though. I gave solid logic. 2 smart coaches. Who was that? Was that Rasheed Rice? That would be even better. It's always
No, that was
Watson.
Watson.
Freaking Watson. He
This is
pisses off
bad,
just
man.
as many fantasy players as Arthur Smith, I think. Nobody
Did you
nobody
guys-
starts Watson.
Did you see Kurt Warner's breakdown of some of the Falcons, like the offensive scheme and the blocking? And he was
No.
showing that it's not all Ritter.
That might not have
So
been a catch.
It's a catch.
they're going to review it.
Yeah, they're reviewing it.
Now, honestly, they're better off with Tyler Heineke than Ritter in my book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he might, at least for a spark. I mean,
Mhm. Right
the underlying
now, yeah.
metrics, that playoff run he was great. But
That's what he
outside that
does.
player run last year, he was kind of awful. you
I
know?
don't think that. I mean, it's not. They didn't put him in because he earned the job over
No.
Ritter and Camp at all. They're just doing it for a change of pace because Ritter's
Mhm.
looked so bad. I don't think either one of these quarterbacks is the answer. And this team is a Super Bowl contender absent the quarterback. You throw a good quarterback in there. I mean, they got the good defense. They got stars, first round picks
Mhm.
everywhere.
They
just
lost
need a
Grady
solid
Jarrett.
quarterback.
Grady Jarrett's done for the year. That's a huge blow.
Yeah, you know
That's
what?
an
This
emotional
week,
loss too. In the locker
Drake London is out this week too, right? So that's another
Mhm.
thing to look into. I mean, it's their offense. They're quarterback
one's
play
ugly.
that's bad. Losing your top receiver as well doesn't look good for this total game.
Losing Grady Jarrett bums the whole locker room out too. That's
Luckily,
bad
they have
vibes.
Calais Campbell. They still have Campbell as a leader in the locker
What a
room. but
massive human he is.
dude, yeah, he is.
Is this one that
So big.
if you're gonna bet, I mean, it's hard to pick either side based on the quarterback play and all the injuries and stuff like that. I mean, would you just try to money line this? Just like throwing in a parlay there just in case? I don't know,
It's one of those where you think, oh, under 38 points, both
Yeah.
quarterbacks, the situation. It's probably gonna go over just because.
So,
I took the
really?
Vikings at +5. I don't know
Oh.
why it moved down to +3.
I'll
Other
do
than
+5. Yeah, +5
Yeah, the
makes a lot more sense.
I think I got the
Yeah.
Vikings early in the week at +4.
but what was the reason for the line coming down? I mean, we already knew Kirk Cousin wasn't
Yeah.
playing.
The
you
line.
know?
I think the line came down because Drake London is out.
Got okay.
And that was
Okay.
announced, I think, Thursday or Friday, right? I mean, I think it was Thursday or something like that. It was
I
gonna
didn't
be-
hear about it till yesterday. So
I know I heard it earlier in the week. I think it was Thursday when I heard it.
I knew he was.
And it might have been a
questionable
combination of
Yeah.
him and the Heineke. They announced, I think, Tuesday that he was going to be the starter. So
Yeah, because I was checking my lineups and I have London in one of them.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Kyle Pitts does something. If you don't have Drake London, you have to throw to Kyle Pitts a few times, right?
Hey man,
No.
Van Jefferson game right here.
Still got Jonas
Oh,
Smith.
you're right. I think
Jonnu
Arthur
Smith.
is. he's
Van
gonna
Jefferson
give Kyle
game right
Pitts-
here, man.
Just to piss us off, he'll give Pitts like 20 targets one week and then never again. Arthur Smith has become our nemesis, essentially, as fantasy football enthusiasts. You like him because he's your coach.
They said it was incomplete.
Well, they're a bunch of
Damn.
fucking haters. That's okay. Patrick Mahomes in the red zone. Get in there.
let's just do it again.
Ooh, Rasheed Rice, undeniable, and that also that puts my Rasheed Rice same game parlay on track as well. So that's a 2-for-1 right there.
Hey guys, I got a nice. This is it's a prop bet. I just saw this. I like to look at these exotics from the place that I used to bet here. What do you?
Now
So
you're sprecking my lingity.
are the quarterbacks? That the leading? Who do you think is going to be the leading quarterback in passing yards? So right now, check this lineup out. They got Derek Carr at plus 394, then CJ at plus 500, Lamar at plus 955,
Touchdown.
And let's
Jordan
keep
Love
in
at
mind,
1064, and then you got the rest of the scrubs. Who do you pick out of this list?
And let's keep in mind the Commanders quarterback, Sam Howell.
Hal is at plus 444.
He had to be like 50-1 last week.
Baker at plus 555. That's
not bad. Baker's going to be firing it.
Yeah.
I took CJ Stroud last week and got burned there.
Me too.
But I like those. I had Thursday night. When the Bills played Thursday night, I had Gabe Davis most receiving yards in the game, 13-1.
Nice.
It's basically just the field against Stephon Diggs at that point. Speaking of Buccaneers at Texans, CJ Stroud. I've become a Texans fan. They're like my AFC team, I think. I love what they're doing down there with the coach, with the draft picks. CJ Stroud seems like a great kid. Can they take on Baker? You got to think about Baker and Mike Evans going back to Texas, too. They got to be motivated to play well anytime they go to Texas, I'm pretty sure.
Baker has struggled the last couple games.
Well, it's not just Baker. It's. I mean, he has no run game there. They need to figure out that offensive line to complement the passing game, because they'll be fine if they can mix in some play action and people actually fall for it. But they have no run game. They've done nothing with any of their running backs this year, and I don't think it's the running backs. I think it's the offensive line.
They rank last in run block win rate. So offensive line just can't block. They can't win on the run blocking.
No, and then
I'd like to find the clip at the beginning of the year where I was talking with Jordan and he was saying how the Texans were going to be terrible, and I said they're not. They're going to surprise everybody, and I called it. Unfortunately, I called it for the wrong reason. I said it was going to be DeMeco Ryans and a stout defense keeping them in games. CJ Stroud has impressed the hell out of me.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to be
a player quarterback.
I thought he was going to be much improved. Not this quick though. Not in the position where they're at.
I had no faith at all. I don't. I mean, OSU quarterbacks they've not been good in the NFL. They've been good at college.
Just like you. I also have a clip somewhere with Jordan. He's picking Bryce Young, and I was picking CJ Stroud. That I think he was going to be the better quarterback right off the bat. And for the same reasons. I mean,
he doesn't have like big zip on his throws, but his touch is like.
Dude, his
ball just is. He puts the ball in a position for the receivers to run after the catch, and then he makes safe throws. So if a guy's covered, he's not going to put the ball in a spot to get picked off.
And dude, he stands there and looks like a quarterback. All right, he can see over the fucking line. You know what I mean? It's like Bryce Young. Sometimes it looks like he's a little. I mean, he's not his fault. It's not because he's just short. It's just bad offensive line and all that kind of stuff. But like I think the Texans drafted a lot better. To me, they won the draft with the amount of players they drafted. They used their early picks well, and you could see that early on this season. So it's just CJ Stroud looks more to the part to me than Bryce Young. Yeah. I'm a fan of prototypical quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean that's me too, and that's what I was saying before the draft. I don't understand how the little guy, despite how good he did on that test, is going to go before the 6'4" kid who stands back there, looks like a quarterback, big arm, accurate. Will Levis, as much of a weirdo as he is, when I saw that video of him in gym shorts throwing in one of those bubbles, I was like, man, this kid, I'm really going to fall for this. I'm going to draft this kid everywhere. And then I did, because he ate the banana.
Yeah.
And I wish I had. The banana put me off him.
I picked this ass up somewhere.
His mechanics are so bad, but like the ball still gets where it's supposed to. It's crazy.
He made some.
Phil Rivers threw it hard.
Yeah, he made some throws that you'd be like, dude, why is he leans back and fucking lets it rip, right? Which is like one of the biggest no. And he wow, man. And I was like, it works for him. He does have he has some zip on the ball. He doesn't simple the ball, and you know, I know DeAndre Hopkins is loving it because he is getting targeted like there's no tomorrow. You know what I mean? So,
Yep. You guys, do you guys have a side here?
Just saying. Yeah, I'm going the Bucks. I think
I like the
Baker
Bucks too.
gets back on top here.
I
also
side.
think that people are starting to get a little bit of film on CJ Stroud, so they've started to fall off a little bit after. I mean, really, their last great game was against, unfortunately, my Steelers, and they've kind of fell off a little bit in the last 2 games. And I think it's because, the same as I said earlier in the season, once people get some tape on them, they were surprised that the Texans came out doing what they were doing. Nobody expected that.
I like the over too.
People got a little bit of tape on them, and it's a little bit easier.
I like the over here too, man. I think both teams, after losing a couple of games, especially Buccaneers, I think you're going to see a lot more offense out of this one. I know the defense is not. Both teams are pretty decent defense, but I think we're going to see some good quarterback plays from both ends.
Yeah, I think the Texans coming back home after the Panthers lost last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Cricket was on the Panthers. He was right about that. Just at some point in time, they were going to get a win. But, you know, Texas coming back home. I think, you know, the line says it was 2.5. It's to 3 now. I did take it at 2.5. Still like it at 3. You can get the push. But I can see why somebody would take the side of the Buccaneers with the 3 or better. But I just think that these teams are not evenly matched up. I think that the line should probably be 3.5, 4. I just like Houston in this spot to get back on track and come back from that loss last week and get a win over the Bucks.
I get you guys like the over or the under on this one. For some reason, I like the over. I like seeing a 40.
I think this goes over 40 easily.
Yeah, I like to see the 40, man. I see a 21-20 win or 23-20, something like that, right? Field goal, maybe 26-20, right? Or some shit like that. How many?
One of these quarterbacks is going to throw over 35 times.
23 over 18 or something. Yeah, I think I like that. I think you know, and I think Baker, you know, after having a couple of bad games, I think he's going to bounce back today. He has to, because I had to pick him up in my fantasy league. Both of my quarterbacks are on bye, so he needs to perform. And CJ should come back as well.
Yeah, I'm going to see what their pass attempts are.
Another disgusting game.
See, I disagree. This is one of my favorite games of the week.
I don't like.
Can I tell you guys what I did? I bet the Commanders before they traded away their 2 defensive ends.
That changes a lot, man.
Yeah. So I got Washington plus 3.5. Go Commanders. But hey, it's the Patriots.
Listen, I have the Commanders after they traded those guys on the money line. So
okay. Let's go. The genius, baby.
Now what do you think at 40.5? Man, it's.
We need Will. Will would be in here talking up the Patriots and telling us why.
Yeah, he would tell us why. I mean, the Patriots should win, right? I mean, they just traded their 2 best defensive players. The team has to feel like we're giving up.
And their best wide receivers out for the season, right? Bourne?
I think you take the over here.
You guys can say that they just traded away their best defenders, but their defense wasn't good to begin with. Even with those defenders, they were giving up ridiculous amounts of points and yardage to everybody. I'm not worried about Chase Young and Montez Sweat being gone at all. I don't. This is going to be a higher scoring game in my opinion. I'd definitely nail us. You know, I'd smash the over. I wrote up the breakout player of the week for me this week is going to be Douglas with Bourne out. And, I mean, it's just going to be. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, and both teams are going to.
Who's the other receiver on the opposite side of He's good too. They got 2 nice guys that in DFS they're usually cheap too. Douglas is really cheap.
Yeah, the Mario is a nice what you call flyer this week, man, because he's been showing. You know, he's been playing good this season so far, especially the last few games, and he should be getting all the damn targets from Mac Attack.
Listen, he has the 2nd most targets on the team, even though he's the 4th most snaps on the team at wide receiver. So, and now Bourne's out, and one of the other ones is also banged up. It's not Juju.
But Juju's been banged up all year.
Juju lives banged up though.
Yeah. Freaking Juju, man. He's has a shitload of receptions for 50 yards for the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we have with Juju. Juju's a guy that Juju belongs in the Giants, right? You know what I mean, bro? You know, he's the that's what we do, bro. We just, throw it 5 yards, babe. This guy caught 12 passes. Yeah, he has 35 yards for the game. You know, it's pretty much.
Will Sam Howell be able to throw the ball on the Patriots D?
I think so.
Yeah, I like the over
Yeah,
if
I think so.
anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is just an ugly back and forth. Weird touchdowns.
I don't
But
think it's so much
Mario
that we have
Douglas-
two great offenses here. I just think that we have two defenses that haven't impressed me enough to bet against these offenses.
Yeah, and their best defensive players for the for New England are out for the season as well. Gonzalez and I forget who the other guy is. So it's like yeah,
Matthew
I forget.
Judon.
Yeah, Judon.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah.
And Howell
Over
has been
there.
able to throw against good defenses, so that doesn't surprise me. So.
Yeah.
As long as he don't turn the ball over a bunch, they'll win this game.
Yeah, he's gonna get sacked. There's no doubt about it. As long as he holds on to that football, you know what I mean,
Right.
or doesn't throw it away, or doesn't throw it to the opposite team. So.
Sam Howell pass completions over under 22.5. That seems really low.
What's Ramondre, man, over under here
That dude throws it.
on rushing yards and receptions, because he's been doing both.
Yeah, his rushing yards is 47.
Somebody cutting grass?
I do hear that.
Not mine. Is it mine? I cut my grass Friday. I was off from
Over
work.
3.5 receptions.
Listen, I just moved into this house and I looked at the lawn the other day and I'm like, man, you look a little high, but I was hoping that I was done with this for the year. Like we're getting our frost on every day. Like I don't want to break out the lawnmower again. I'm done with that for the year.
You paid somebody?
I prefer to pay the neighborhood kids
Hell
to
yeah.
do it. Dina says,
Yeah.
I should just be doing it myself. And I just listen, they're
No.
little entrepreneurs out here.
Yeah.
Let me
You
tell
gotta
you
teach them a
something.
lesson. Look at it as a you're giving money to a good cause. You're teaching.
I'm investing in the future of America.
Yes.
Here's
You're
the thing,
teaching
bro.
somebody have a little job.
I got a bunch of lazy, spoiled motherfuckers who live in my community. They don't even knock on my door to fucking do shit. Now, I cut my own grass. I trim my own hedges. I do all that shit. And I'm going to tell you why. And off subject, I grew up in an apartment all my life in Brooklyn. Didn't have a backyard. So when I finally moved down to Florida and got a house, it was like, all right, man, it gives me a purpose now. And it's funny. Everybody would tell me, my brother would be like, yeah, this is the greatest thing in the world. When he moved here before I did, you feel like a sense of accomplishment. I'm looking at, you stupid bastard. Yeah. He's right, man. I'm looking at my yard. Look at that shit, looks nice, bro. Look what your boy did. You know what I mean? It's like, and then I'll pound like
Dina
3
said
beers
that
afterwards.
this yard that we have now is big enough that I can get a riding lawnmower. Unfortunately, the twins coming has all of our money tied up in baby stuff instead. But I told her, I'll stop paying neighborhood kids if I could ride around drinking a beer, mowing my lawn. I'm down with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a Mac Green right
King
there.
of the hill. King of
Yeah.
the hill.
What's next on the agenda here, man? I mean, I you guys kind of talk me over here. I think I like the Commandos here, and probably the over.
Antonio Gibson over 2.5 receptions is plus 115.
I don't want to discuss Antonio Gibson all year long.
No,
He was one of my running backs, the late round picks that I was like, oh, this is, he's going to be great. And I waited on running backs in a lot of my drafts, and he's just disappointed.
Everybody drafted him over Brian Robertson, right? Because they thought that, hey, they saw what they liked from Brian Robertson, and they didn't think he was going to be the fullback here. But this guy, he started catching the damn football this year too. So it's like, there goes Antonio Gibson. You know what I mean? It's like the worst thing that could happen for Antonio.
We said Eric Bieniemy was going to turn him into Shady McCoy or something.
Yep.
That's what we convinced
Hey, man.
ourselves of.
I don't know about you guys, but 8.5. I don't know if I like the plus 8.5.
I think give me the Bears in the 8.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Bears in the 8.5.
That's where I'm at. And
You know what
we've
I'm
talked
saying, dude?
about
That's a
this
lot.
before. Listen,
That's
we've
a
talked
lot.
about this before on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. Derek Carr and Dennis Allen as favorites they're just awful.
Yeah.
5-13 and 1 against the spread, 28%, and then Carr 18-34 and 1 against the spread, 35%, and has lost 13 of his past 21 outright when a favorite. So sprinkle the Bears money line, just like he says in this article. +9 is what I got. Some books have it -120 +9. I mean, I like that even better. But plus,
Yeah.
that's a lot of points between these two teams.
Yeah.
Saints they've been up and down
No,
this year.
it's
Good
not like they're
defense.
setting the world on fire offensively. I mean, if you look at all their wins, they've been very close, and even against bad teams.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Red zone. They haven't been able to score in the red zone.
Mhm.
Their defense has played well.
Yep.
That hasn't been the problem. It's been the offense.
Mhm. and let me tell you, when you look at Derek Carr's number, they're so freaking fugazi, bro. He has so many yards, so many air yards. Right? It doesn't mean he's having a great year because he doesn't have that many
Yeah.
touchdowns. He has Rahib? What's the guy?
Shaheem.
Shaheem.
Rashid
He hit him
Shaheem.
like twice for 2 long touchdowns of one games, right? But you're right in the red zone, man. And I know a lot of it. I mean, Jamal Williams has been hurt a lot. I think that's a guy they wanted to kind of play in the red zone and get those red zone touches. Kamara finally had a good year, a good game last week in the red zone. I mean, he's been having a great season since he came back from suspension. But the red zone play has been inconsistent until last week.
Bears plus 335. That's tempting. I think I might do that. I think I might parlay
Sprinkle it.
that with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw some
Sprinkle it.
shit in there on the. I'm definitely gonna go the 8.5.
Little Bears Seahawks 14-1 action. That's what we'll do.
I
That'll be
really
a
would
fun
not be
slap.
surprised if the Bears won outright.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be.
They're going into my crazy ass parlay plus 2,000.
Yeah.
Plus that's where I'm
Panthers
putting the
won.
Bears in.
They beat Houston. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it happens. This looks like a good spot
Yeah.
for the Bears to
I'll
win.
throw that in there, man, and one of those 4-legged that's gonna get me plus 2,000 today, brother. Watch.
Yep.
I'm on the opposite side as all you guys. I'm not a Saints fan this year. I think that they're not the best team in their division, and everybody was saying that they would win it. I was a Bucs guy from the beginning of the year, and I'm sticking with it. I think the Falcons are going to falter down the stretch, but I like the Saints minus the 8.5 today. As much as I like Tyson, and I've been hyping Tyson since the preseason as well.
Secret agent, man.
Yes, I still, he is a rookie from a Division 2 or 3 or 6 school, whatever, Shepherd. And, the interceptions showed last week, and this is not a defense that a rookie is going to take advantage of. I think Derek Carr and this offensive explosion they got going on, they finally woke up and they're starting to, move the ball. The Bears are just not a good team. They give up the third most points to quarterbacks. I got the Saints in a smash.
That's a good point, that the Bears are just not a good team.
This is another smash game I have that should be a smash, but this one I'm a little bit more worried about.
Does loom large.
I think Deshaun Watson's been crap all year. Everybody's like, oh, he's looking better in this. I don't think he's looked good in a single game all year, even in the games where they win. Or I can't remember who they smashed earlier in the year, but he looks bad in all the games. I mean, he's just throwing up ducks. That he's lucky if they get caught. He's making bad decisions. I'm still rolling with the Browns today, but I don't know if I like that spread.
I like what he says here in this article with Tune. I mean, you don't know what you're going to expect with Arizona, but you're going to expect it to probably be really bad.
Yeah.
And the odds that he has here is for a Cleveland anytime touchdown score, let's say pick 6, maybe scoop and score on a fumble. I don't think I'd play the 2 touchdowns, but I also like the shutout. Cleveland to win by a shutout. Like he says, 2% of all the games. So once every 3 weeks, a team is shut out, and it's week 9, and we've had 2 shutouts. So we're due at plus 1,300. That's 7.1%. Is this game 3.5 times as likely as a random game to end in a shutout? So take your chances there. I like that. Plus 1,300. If you can find it. I don't know if you can find it unless if you're in you have a DraftKings or a FanDuel. I'm not sure if you can find that on BetOnline or Bovada or MyBookie.
I'd like it to be noted that I hope the Cardinals and the Bears both win those games.
Of course you do, man.
Well, listen, those are the 2 teams that are the most picked this week in eliminator leagues, and I'm in a few where I'm down to like the last 10 to 12 people, and I went with the Steelers earlier in the week, so I'm good. So I'm hoping all these people who took the Browns and all these people who took the Saints, I hope they, the Bears and the Cardinals get upsets, and David just has some money coming in this week to play with.
Yeah, man, you definitely want those Browns to lose, bro. I mean, your Steelers are squeaking by some good victories. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Probably, but damn, it's funny because you got Deshaun Watson doing this thing, which honestly, I don't think we need to see any more of a sample size here that he is not the same guy that he once was. And so far, I mean, I can't tell the future, but he doesn't look like he's going to be the same guy with the Texans that he was with the Texans right now, just based on what we've seen, injury or not. I mean, I think it's just.
I said from the beginning of the year, he can't have his massages no more. He's all tight now. Like,
well, remember, dude, I mean, I think quality of massage parlors in Cleveland, Ohio, as opposed to freaking Texas. All right. You're looking at a big difference, dude. Trannies on one side and then hot bitches on the other. That's a different story, So,
I live just south of Cleveland, so I know all about it.
Here's how you play the shutout. You're even safe in case of field goals. Cleveland first touchdown, no touchdown is 25 points. So then even if they score like 2-3 field goals, there is no first touchdown.
I like that.
Doing that $3 American with 75.
Damn.
And again, here's the game that we in the NFC East motherfuckers hate. Just hate both teams because they're so much better than mine.
The Eagles.
I think I read something eearlier this week that said Dak Prescott has the second highest win rate against division opponents of any quarterback.
4-2 against the division as an underdog, 3-1 straight up as a road dog in division games, 25-10 in the division, so 71% against division. I love his passing total yards this week.
I like the over on this one here. That 46.5 just screams at me.
I like him as a DFS quarterback too.
Yeah.
Well, I got to build that lineup here soon too.
Yeah. I got a disgusting lineup here, ready to go, man.
I always try to wait till like after 10:30 or whatever or 11:30 when the injuries come out for sure.
I like the over on this one, but I think I'm going to go with I'm also taking the Eagles.
I cannot wait for this game. We have such a perfect lineup this week.
This is the perfect game, though, that, after having a really good game, that you got to also look at it from a standpoint. After Dak had his best game of the regular season last week, right? It's one of those things that it gives you that hangover.
Now he's going to come out and get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
For me, I just feel like Jalen Hurts he's still doing his thing, but he is a little banged up, and they're going. It's their great offense versus Dallas's great defense, but I just feel like the Eagles' defense is not as good this year, and I said that at the beginning of the season that they weren't going to be, and Dallas's offense has woken up. So I think I have Dallas winning this.
I'm definitely going the Eagles. I like the over on this one, but I have a feeling that not having their problems in the red zone, it's going to show his ugly head against a good team like the Eagles.
I think the Cowboys going to throw the ball a lot too. So with the over, the clock stop a lot on incomplete passes. That's why I like Dak's passing yards, because I think either way, to win, they're going to have to throw, and if they're down, they're going to have to throw. So I think it's a good spot for Dak.
Yeah, he came back in.
Yeah, either way, they're going to have to throw the ball. This is going to be points and yelling and screaming at each other. Maybe we'll get a fight or two.
Well, yeah, they're going to have to throw the ball, because just another thing I said at the beginning of the season is as people were way overdrafting Tony Pollard.
Yep.
You're right about that. Tony Pollard was being their first running, their first round pick actually, or some draft.
I mean, Jordan wanted to down me on that one all season before the season, because he's a Cowboys fan. He was a Pollard believer, but
no, me too. I thought Pollard reminded me a lot of Kamara. You know what I mean? That's what I thought I was going to see Pollard in this offense. From a standpoint that he could also catch the ball. I mean, in college, a guy played in the damn slot. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the scary part, that this kid does remind me of a Kamara kind of running back. You know what I mean? But hasn't shown that. Not when he's become the man. When he was a second guy, it was kind of like that balance where Zeke got all the hard yards. You know what I mean? And stuff in that other defensive line, and then it caused Pollard for the breakout.
Well, see, and the other thing that people, didn't realize is, okay, not only did they get rid of his Zeke blanket, they got rid of Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
He was great with Kellen Moore, in that system. Well, it's a completely different system, and now you took away a Zeke blankie.
And that offense is not any better than, I hate to say that, but, because I don't give a shit about Kellen Moore, but it's not better this year with McCaffrey. McCarthy, running the offense. You can see it. You can see it from the beginning of the year. I mean, they finally had a good breakout game. I mean, CD should have better numbers, and not his fault.
Yeah. I think
CD's
he'll have another good one tonight.
a beast right now.
Yep. Last week, it was that CD game that he would have 3 or 4, the previous year.
Less volume, but his stats statistically, percentage-wise, and everything else are matching AJ Brown's right now.
Yeah. His last, 2-3 games have been unreal.
Game of the week right here, guys. I'll tell you right now. Hey,
Giants at
you
Raiders.
picked the Giants
this is that
defense.
other disgusting game I was
You
talking
picked
about.
Giants defense is in here.
You
Believe
picked the
me.
Giants defense in DFS, bro. That's the only shit I could tell you right now. That
Yes.
I'm trustworthy in the Giants at all. You picked that damn because that defense is since the 49ers game has been locking people down, bro. You know what I mean? It's,
Yeah, it has.
even against
That's
the
all I
Dolphins,
got
I was at
for
that
that
game.
one.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for that. That defense has been so. Okay, you might, I mean, shit. O'Connell likes it. We've seen a start. He's better than Hoyer, but he likes to throw picks, bro. So it's.
I think he's just going to throw it to Devontae 25 times.
He needs to. He fucking needs
That's the
to.
game plan. Yeah.
I'm going to look at Devontae's reception numbers. That's where we need to focus. Forget about the yards. Look at Devontae's reception numbers, or actually, I think I also have his targets as well.
Ooh, targets.
Look at targets and
This is
receptions,
that
man.
targets
Forget about the yards and the
spot.
touchdown. That's where you want to make your money in this game right here.
Devontae over 6.5 receptions plus 120. That's crazy. How do I not put my remaining balance on that?
I think everybody's got. He's gonna get targeted today. That's the whole reason why Jimmy's benched and everybody was fired over the weekend.
Yeah. I'm going to bet.
Yeah, how's the team going to respond to Pierce, you think?
Oh, I think they're going to be fired up to play for him.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think, Josh, is Josh going? Did Bill already hire him yet or no? I mean, it's did Bill already
They'll
put him in
probably hire him
the?
as an offensive statistician, so they don't
Yeah,
have to
they-
pay him
Well,
because he's
the
still going to
consultant-
get paid by the Raiders.
Well, they could do that consultant, whatever
Yeah.
title. Who do they pick one time? Flores a couple of years ago for your team, right? He was
Patricia
the
does it
offensive
too.
coordinator, but he was the what? They gave him a special title when they
Yeah,
hired him last year.
that's what he does with everybody he brings back.
Yeah,
So he can
Brian
just
Flores.
pay him nothing and let other teams pay their salaries. So the Raiders going to be paying for Josh McDaniel to be a coach for
Yep.
the Patriots, pretty much.
Well, aren't they still paying for Gruden as well? Like,
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
they're paying $80 million to each of those two
Yeah,
to
they're
not
paying-
coach their football team.
They gave Gruden a 10-year contract.
Yeah,
They settled
like $100 million,
for.
bro.
They settled to pay 60 of the remaining 80 that they owe him, and now they're also paying
That's insane.
Daniels.
It would have been cheaper to defend Gruden, all right, and keep him in the damn staff because it's costing them like 3 times the amount. You know what I mean? With all the other shit that they have. So, listen here, guys. I mean, it's obvious. Pick the Raiders spread. I mean, I'll stay away from this game anyway, but yeah, pick the Raiders spread. 37.5, just because the Giants are offensively challenged. I don't care if Daniel Jones is back. Look,
Offensively challenged.
I hate to point the finger at Dable because it's just a bad team that they constructed here after year 2. They thought they could get away with the same shit they did last year. That you can't do that. This is
It
the
barely
NFL,
worked
dude.
last year.
Yeah. And I think now the defense and but if you look at whoever's throwing the football back there, dude, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get sacked. I mean, it happened to Tyrod, Danny DeVito, whatever the fucking kid's name is. We had -6 yards
Tommy
passing
DeVito.
last week, but he did rush for a touchdown because that's what we do. We rush for touchdowns, barely, but
Barely.
I do have the Giants winning that game.
man, my heart tells me that. I mean, I'm not gonna touch that game. But it's one of those things that I have a category in my podcast called Loser of the Week. The Giants have been on it 4 times, and we're only in week 9. So
Oh no. Our teams are having a rough one.
yeah, man.
This is another gross one. Colts and Panthers. Can the Panthers win 2 games in a row? I doubt it. That alone makes me like the Colts. I don't think a team that went 0-8 is all of a sudden gonna go 2-0.
They can't. But
0-7.
from a fantasy, daily fantasy perspective, Bryce Young is priced well to put him in there and shock you guys. and get you further ahead in some tournaments. I like Bryce Young this week on DFS as well, and I also like Minshew on DFS as well because they're both cheap, and you can build a good lineup around them.
That Colts passing defense isn't so great. Let's see here. Yards per completion. Indianapolis.
I think,
they're bottom 5. 10.9 yards per completion they're allowing. That's a lot.
Yeah. Carolina ranks last in run DVOA. So, Jonathan Taylor has, since he's come back, it's been a slow ramp up. So he's got, it looks like 6 and 8 carries in his first 2 games back, and then 18 and 12 over the past 2 games. He had 75 yards and 95 yards. Snap percentages increased from 15 to 42, then from 50 to 61. So I think both guys are going to get carries today. So I think, like you were talking about earlier, I think both of them are going to be able to take advantage of this defensive, this run defense. So
yep, I also
that's why
like
I like
Chuba.
it.
I was going to say, I think you can play all 3 in this one.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like Chuba as well.
as the starter this week over Miles Sanders now. So
Yep.
Yeah, but it's crazy how all these people that got paid, man, knowing that they were gonna fail miserably.
Yeah.
From good.
You can't. Whoever the running back is who signs a big contract in the offseason, you can't draft that guy because he always sucks.
Take a look at their offensive line before you sign them.
Miles Sanders doing running backs no favors.
Yep.
He is not showing us that we should pay them at all. Colts.
I like the Colts on this one, fellas. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be on the Panthers, but I like the Colts on this one.
Yeah, I'm on the Colts as well. Yeah. A lot of people might be on the Panthers, but they're not on this panel.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the over-under here? Under or over? It's at 43.5. The fucking Bucks.
I think it's going to be under, and the reason is both of these teams are going to run the ball. Clock's going to be running. I mean, it's not going to be, it's going to be a run-heavy scheme for both teams.
With Zach and Thomas, I don't know why these guys are not just pounding the hell out of the ball and then just go crazy with play action. Because I think Minshew can, you can bootleg Minshew. He's mobile and hit like Pittman for 10 yards. And Pittman is one of those guys that can get yards after the catch. They have something they could actually kind of like explore here. But I mean, I don't know if it's just
Not to mention they got the man Downs, man.
Yep. Yeah, Downs, man.
I
Downs
love that kid.
That's good.
Downs gets down, bro. You know what I mean?
He's so
he said
tiny.
he had the best hands in the whole draft. It might be right.
He came out dropping balls earlier this year too.
Yep.
So I think just some nerves probably, but I think he's playing slot. I think.
Yep.
So,
Josh, first downs.
Hey, there's E-Man. You've been covered up by a comment forever.
That's right, man. That's right.
where's producer Chris? Is he in charge of that, or is that you running the show?
No, I left it up there. That was my bad.
So good, man.
I just
It's so good.
assumed it was now the voice of God speaking to us.
Hey, it's a story of my life, bro.
I
Got to cover the Giants, man.
I thought I had it down.
I got wait.
Did you put it up, Eric, after I left?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was putting a couple comments up sporadically, and I left that one up there.
My sports team haven't done well this season so far. Yankees didn't make the playoffs. Knicks are probably gonna make the 8th or the 9th or the 7th seed. And
we are waiting all day for Sunday night this week. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, man.
After Eagles Cowboys, then we settle in, make some popcorn, get ready for Bills at Bengals in the jungle. DeMar Hamlin not going to suit up. Probably forfeiting comeback player of the year. I think he needs to play in this game to get comeback player of the year. It's officially in question. The bet that was such a sure thing before the season. I think the Bengals win this game. I think Joey Burrow is playing better than Josh Allen right now. Joey Burrow doesn't habitually turn it over in the red zone like Josh Allen does. I don't know how much home field matters, but it just seems like the Bengals are hitting their stride and the Bills are still trying to figure themselves out. And this isn't a game to figure out what you got going here. This is a game you got to come in sharp. And I don't.
Line's
think
weird, right? I feel like the Bengals should be a bigger favorite.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
this is a name recognition line. You know, they're coming in with the Bills. You know, we're still the favorite, even over Miami, to win their division. People are still banking on just name factor alone in this. I have the Bengals winning this. You know, by much more than that spread.
Bill's defensive injuries are real. Like
Yeah.
it says they rank bottom 5 in DVOA defensively. So I'm sure I don't know.
I mean, I know they
Bill is so fast that he makes me tired watching him run.
I mean, they picked up a DB, a corner of this, and right now they traded, right? I forget the guy's name.
Rasul Douglas.
Yeah, Rasul Douglas. And you know that helps the situation because you know they have injuries like everywhere, especially in that
White,
secondary.
Milano, Jones.
Yeah.
Those are 3
Yeah,
huge.
Milano's a big one.
But I think, like you said, Eric, Joey is finally hitting his stride. He looks healthier. It looks like that calf is not looking as bad as it did in the first couple games. I mean, to me, he should have sat down the first couple games of the season to begin with. You know what I mean? But and that offense last week against the Niners, who looked the best it has all year long from a balanced attack. They were running it, they were passing it. I mean, Tyler Boyd was getting some love in the end zone, and when he starts spreading that football around, man, in addition to feeding his stud and
Chase
today, I'm fucking running out of names today, man.
Do you know what his last? Do you know what he's been averaging
Chase
over his last 5 games? What do you think catches yards are?
I think he's been averaging about like over 100, right? And what, 6 or 7 receptions?
10 receptions over 100 yards, targeted 13.6 times.
And the same thing was last game, but however, man, he was looking downfield at other guys, and that's when this team becomes dangerous. You know what I'm saying? When everybody and their mother and that wide receiving core gets a little bit of a piece of it.
Buffalo ranks 29th against wide receiver number ones by DVOA this season. So take that for what you want.
Could be a big one. Would you do this trade in a 20-team
Holy shit.
Kirk or Javonte Williams and Higgins? He has Lamar, JT, and Jones, Tyreek, DJ Moore, Kittle.
Holy crap! Yes.
Yeah, what the heck kind of a 20-team league is this?
First of all, he's a 20-team league with all those players that are at the bottom, bro. Hey, Jones, Tyreek, DJ Moore,
I think he mistakenly put 20-team and he meant
12.
2-team.
Yeah, that's all the squad there. I think,
like Kirk.
Yeah. Kirk,
like
anytime Zay Jones doesn't play, is money, and Zay Jones doesn't play very much. You value Higgins and Kirk about the same. I think Kirk I liked a little more. He's more
Higgins starting to play better though.
Yeah, and now that Joey is healthy, don't you
true.
think Higgins is going to have a better, he's going to have better numbers now? That was part of the problem.
Yeah, I think it's been better each week.
He's catching like 2 of 10 targets.
That was part of the problem.
Jamar Chase over 7.5 receptions, or you can get 10 if you think he's going to hit 10 again. It's plus 300. It might have gone down by now, but
you know what I'm going to do?
I mean, I'm going Tyler Boyd receptions on this one. What's 3.5, 2.5? What is it?
I'm going to do a 10 receptions parlay with Diggs, Chase, and Fontaine.
it's crazy that they have his reception at 7.5, because if they have his reception set at 7.5, he's averaging 10 catches, 14 targets, and the Bills are 29th against wide receiver number ones in defense. Why is that line so low?
Yeah. What is
the juice on it? It's got to be
8,
high.
8 is minus 136, 9 is plus 116, 10 is plus 210.
That makes more sense then. I'd take the 8. That's not bad. The juice on that's not bad at all.
I'll take the 8 on that. 7.5 alone, yeah, it's good. I mean, parlay just grab the reception and yards together for him.
Chase and Diggs both have 10. 12
and
plus 12,
and even the anytime touchdown on them too. Do those 3-leg parlays on them, you probably get plus 5 and change, 5 to 1.
Burrow threw a lot. How many touchdowns did he have last week? Because I bet the over, I think at least 3 touchdowns, and he hit that.
Yes, he did.
It's crazy.
And his passing yards were not a lot. I think it was like over 250, maybe. It wasn't like he threw for 300, but
yeah.
But he just was you saw the old joke. I mean, he was running out of the pocket. I mean, hitting guys on stride, running, hitting runs of hitting throws of the run, so he was good. I mean, he looked healthy. He finally looked like that dude.
This next game's kind of ugly.
This is my upset.
The
of the
Jets
week
are
right
always
here.
ugly, but sometimes
Yeah,
I like the
they
Jets
are.
in this.
You guys like the Jets in this?
I do
Love
This-
the
this-
Jets.
this
I think
my-
it's a
my
pick 'em.
upset of the week.
It's a pick 'em. It plus 3.5. You're getting points. I take the money line too. Like the under as well. The Chargers offense, receiving core hasn't been good. They've been
Palmer's
sloppy
out
on
too.
defense. Yeah, they're a mess. Coach probably gonna get fired.
Yeah, he
I like
should.
Herbert's interceptions, like he put here. You can get 2 interceptions at plus 700 on Bet Online right now,
Ooh, he's gonna do that.
right? So, Jets.
Yeah. Two interceptions. I'm gonna put that.
Jets are
in.
a good teaser leg too.
Yeah, for sure. You get them up to what, 9.5?
Yeah, all 8. Or wait, since the Jets have either won or lost by 1 possession for every game this season, and you tease them up, you get 9.5.
They
It's
got
2 possessions.
Do we?
Look at
Definitely the under on this, or you think they're gonna
Under.
40 points?
Under,
right?
Under. Yep, for sure. Under.
I'm thinking that too.
It's gonna be a dose of Brees Hall in any
Yeah,
way possible, and any or
Chargers
which
get
way
slow
possible.
start too.
Yeah.
They're gonna, this is gonna be one of those where, like Brees Hall. Brees Hall is like the guy that's because of Zach Wilson is like the only offense right now. Whether he's turning a dump down into like 50-yard touchdown, right? He's done it like multiple weeks, and rushing the football. I mean, he is their guy because I know Garrett Wilson is like ready to get traded, but
And we know
that-
Chargers. They're always they play in close games. Jets
Yeah.
are 5-2 against the spread in second half. So if it's a close game,
That's something to look at.
yep.
We
I like
are
that better than the game.
into the second quarter, and this Chiefs Dolphins game is 7-0. Total is down to 45. Crazy. There's going to be a big second half, right? There has to be an offensive explosion at some point.
These guys were drinking a lot of tall ones last night over the week.
That's what I heard. I heard that KC got there pretty late.
Yep.
Wow.
Oktoberfest.
Miami showed up more ready to go.
They're
going to come back.
KC made that look early in the or easy
Wow.
early. That doesn't mean anything. We might
Those-
still pull this out. Oh, look
those
at
are-
Patrick.
Those are some massive beers that guy had in his hand.
I know. I know.
Have
I'm
you guys, any
dying.
of you guys traveled over there, Elio? Have
No,
you?
I haven't. I have friends that have, and it's one of those things that I wish I would have done before I got married and had kids, because now it's really nearly almost impossible.
Basically
But
off the
yeah, man,
table.
I did a lot of shit before I got married and traveled to a lot of my dream destinations, but that was one that I couldn't do. I was like, man,
They drink over there.
they do, and now I'm not as big of a drinker as I was
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
15 years ago. So it's like it'll be a
You guys
waste
hear
of
that
money.
in the background, or is that me?
No,
Yeah, no,
it's someone's cutting the grass.
Yeah, it's Jesus is it's David's yard getting cut right now.
Oh, I think it's Eric. There is it gone now?
Dina
Do you
worked
guys-
last night. She's sleeping. Everything better not be nobody out there.
Oh,
I was
no.
gonna say, imagine, dude.
Do you guys still hear it?
It's
No.
over. It's over.
Okay, so
Okay, that was Eric.
Now I hear it.
Either that or somebody has a fucking
Eric, are you
vibrator somewhere
thumping?
that it's
What are you playing with? Somebody vacuuming over there?
no, it's nothing happening.
somebody forgot to unplug the Raminator 9000 of the wall
Yeah.
and shit like that.
Honey, you mowing the lawn there? No, my wife's asleep. Okay,
It's in the
never
drawer,
mind.
like I'm going up and down.
Well, I don't know what the hell it could be.
All right. Well, I gotta head out
There it
before
is.
we start
There it
sit.
is.
So let me throw out this DFS lineup.
Go ahead,
quick.
brother.
Yeah, let's do
All right,
these.
brother.
All right, so I'm rolling with Derek Carr against the Bears, as well as Alvin Kamara. I got JT, I got CeeDee Lamb, Jahan Dotson, and my breakout player of the week, Demario Douglas. I got TJ Hawkinson because the best friend of a rookie quarterback is a tight end. I got Chuba Hubbard in the flex, and I got them Giants defense.
Giants defense, brilliant move.
Nice.
Here's
Very
mine.
nice. I got a lot of your similar picks as well. So
I got C.J. Stroud. I think he's going to chuck it. Zach Charbonnet. I heard Pete Carroll talking good about him. Kareem Hunt just because he's playing Arizona. A.J. Brown. Got to have some of that. And Nico Collins. Go with C.J. Stroud. Then Zay Flowers because Seattle loves to give it up to slot receivers. Last chance for Luke Musgrave in the tight end. And then CeeDee Lamb because we got to have something to go with A.J. Brown. I think CeeDee Lamb and A.J. Brown, that's probably 100 points right there. And then obviously the New York Giants defense. That's the only move this week.
I think we're all on the Giants defense.
Yeah.
You got one, Elio?
yeah, I got one. So this one is one of my prayers that I throw up there on the 300,000 contestant GPP. I got Derek Carr, and I'm stacking it with Alvin Kamara. All right. I have Ramondre Stevenson, Amari Cooper. I just need, it's one of those that low percentage owned because nobody's really taking anything that has to do with Watson. But then I got Mike Evans. I think Mike is going to have a big game today. And this is like my real low, the bottom. I got Christian Watson. All right. Hopefully catches a
nobody
touchdown.
Can have him.
No. He's actually only worth like 4,900. That's the reason why he's there.
Wow.
You got I got Kenneth Walker III and my flex and the Giants defense. My tight end, ready, is I think Tampa Bay. I think Baker's going to have a big game today. I think
Cade Otton.
I'm sorry.
Cade Otton this week.
It's going to have
He will
probably
forever
find the
be
end zone.
known as Cotton now.
Yeah. Yep, Cotton.
Cotton
All
Otton.
I got Dak Prescott at quarterback,
Like that.
Smart.
Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor at running back.
Ooh.
I got these wide receivers are sketchy, but I've got
based on your running backs, they must be.
You have to, yeah. You have to choice.
okay. I got Thielen, Jonathan Mingo. Don't necessarily like that too much. And then I got Douglas, and then I've got Logan Thomas. Flex, I've got Kamara, and defense, I got the Giants.
That's pretty good. I mean, Mingo is like bottom of the barrel right there, but that's you're definitely going hard for it, man. I do. You actually found some good money because you got Kamara and 3 really stud running backs with Adam Thielen, who's actually not that low price. So
Thomas at tight end.
Thomas is good.
Yeah,
Thomas has been a great
touchdown, and that's all
they
you
helped
need.
us out with the Giants defense this week. I think.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah.
doesn't get hurt, Thomas is one of the top 10 tight ends in the league. You know what I mean, dude? If he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, it's been real, and good luck with all your picks, unless they were opposite mine. And we'll see you guys next weekend.
Peace out, buddy.
Thanks, David. You too. We'll see you later. What else we got? I mean, that's the Monday night game, isn't it? We're out of football.
Yeah, that was.
Nothing left now but to win the bets.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Elio. Thank you, Heavy, for stopping by, making the show run. What else we got? Do we got any questions? It's on
Man, look at that. Look at that guy's resume right there, man. Look at this guy's resume right there on front and center, man. Look at this guy.
Not bad. I mean,
that is beautiful.
Green across.
Oh my gosh, man. Look at that all-time number, man. That's like
pretty good.
Hey, you should see his MLB, just his MLB by itself.
It's mostly baseball?
Oh my god, dude.
Wow.
Fuck.
I ventured this year into baseball a lot more than I ever did, Heavy, and it's trying to find my balance. I was doing okay.
Heavy won so much baseball that my wife got a new AR build. Literally. Just got one from Palmetto
Wow,
State.
look at that. Anybody that's watching, if I were you, or followers,
my last was awful, but all-time baseball right there. You can see, I mean,
nice.
I don't have as many wins as losses, so I've bet a lot of underdogs.
Nice.
But you're plus money, and that's what the fuck matters.
That's what matters.
That's awesome, dude. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Ain't that right?
We just want to be. You don't have to win every bet, but you just want to be plus money at the end of the night.
Hell yeah!
That is the game.
Parlay producer
it's just like a good performing company, right? A lot of people like to look at the revenue. At the end of the day, is your margin that gets your stock options, all right, paid
Yeah.
in the real
That's
world. So if
exactly
your
right.
margin is low and you have a lot of, if your margin is negative, but you have a lot of revenue, yeah, you're selling shit.
Total down to 43.5. You guys are looking good with that under 56, under 50. That was the move, I think.
You can get
And
plus
who
650
did you
on the
tease,
Dolphins first
Chris?
half right now. I
Oh, you did
teased.
Dolphins, right?
I did the Dolphins. So I have. Let me look really quick. I have the
I am going to
Dolphins
take
plus
Dolphins
7
first for $2.
and over 56.
Wonder what's Dolphins live line right now?
Plus 550
Dolphins.
first half, plus 160 money line. I'm seeing. It'll go up now that I just took the plus 550. That'll
Wonder
go
what the
up.
spread is. Oh yeah, they have the ball, so
Here's the thing, I'm not watching the game, but
plus
based on the
3.5.
score,
Mhm.
It's plus 6.5 for the first half.
Yeah.
Plus 118.
I'm not
The
watching
Dolphins
this game.
have been putting themselves in bad spots, like third and
Yeah,
15s on penalties
So-
and stuff.
And here's the thing. One thing that Buffalo did do, it showed what you need to do against the Dolphins to win, because Philly did the same exact thing, right? You got to be physical
Yeah.
with their wide receivers. You got to rush. You got to rush Tua. I mean, Tua gets ball quick. You know, he gets rid of the ball really quick to begin with, but that's when their plays
Yeah.
are, when he has the time to do the progressions. Remember, he's the type of guy that his wide receivers are there before the damn ball
Yep.
hits. You know what I mean? He throws it and he's throwing it somewhere. That's what makes him so good, and that offense so good, right? Is built to be like, hey, you know, he's going to trust that Tyreek Hill is going to be there. But when you kind of rough up, you know, you kind of bump these receivers, you get physical with them, and you rush to it, that, you know, those completions don't happen. And if they do, they're not going to go far. So I think that's, everybody has figured it out. I mean, that's how you beat Miami.
Seems to be the game they're playing right now.
Yep.
Did we answer that, Eric?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna let me give you my PSR producers 4-team teaser for the day.
Ooh, let's
What do
go.
you
This is
got?
what I put in
Yeah,
this
let's
morning.
hear it.
Oh God,
Okay.
Heavy starts laughing at me already. I ain't even said a word. Heavy's already laughing at me.
No, you said. Listen, I thought you said 14. That's why I
Oh,
laughed.
4 leg.
Yeah.
That you said
It's a 4-leg.
Oh, shit. I understood 14. I'm like, damn, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
We're
Look, I
about
can
to,
skip
we're about
work
to pay
tomorrow.
I
our
was like-
mortgage today.
Holy shit, 14. He's about to pay for college from somebody, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. We got a senior. We're gonna need parlay money. Okay, 4-team teaser. I have Minnesota versus Atlanta Falcons. We're taking Minnesota Vikings plus 9.5.
That's a lot.
Chicago Bears versus New Orleans Saints. We're gonna take Chicago Bears plus 16. New York Giants versus the Las Vegas Raiders. We're gonna take the Las Vegas Raiders plus 5.
Nice.
Dang.
Plus 5. We're going to take Tampa Bay versus Houston Texans. We're going to take the Texans plus 3 in the hook. All right. And that's what we're going to. I got $42 to win 110.
That's
Hey.
perfect. That's how you get a Sunday going.
Hey, man. Yeah. There you go.
Very feasible, sensible stuff. I like it. I'm doing it.
Yeah, I haven't made any picks yet. After I'm done here, I'll go downstairs, hit the Roblox with the kids for about 30 minutes, because, you know, that's my thing on the weekends with them. Join them,
What
play
is
some video
that?
game, and then after that, 11:30 is when I sit down in front of my computer and start, like, you know, doing my, because like I said, guys, I'm so much more recreational than you guys. You guys are way more hardcore than I am. So I'm a parlay guy. I don't bet anything without a parlay. So I'm like your 4-leg par. I play 4 on Sundays, and then I go back in the night game and I do like a, you know, same game parlay, and try to stick to 4-leg. So it's like I'm a parlay kind of. I'll play 4 today, mix that shit up all over the place, and, you know, and same thing on Monday. So
We'll be betting next.
Oh.
I think if I'm right, Heavy, he's got a bet. I've tailed a bet of Heavy's that is for next Sunday already.
wow.
Lions.
And the Lions. Okay, that's what we're on next. So we'll be picking up by Tuesday morning. We'll have a full Monday slate. We'll have fucking $500 out in bets that we got to wait a week on.
I also teased the Jets this week with the
And next
Lions next week.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. That was a teaser. Okay.
Jets this week with the Lions next week. That's the good stuff.
I should tease the Jets with the Jets then this week. And
That's
next
not
week.
possible.
Or the Lions and the Lions this week
They
and
won't
next
let
week.
you. They won't let you do that?
They're on a bye, maybe. Are they? No, they're not. Who are the Lions playing?
Next week.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. I bet it, and I don't even remember.
I know that I had to fucking play Luke Musgrave
Chargers.
today.
They're,
That's right.
they're playing the Chargers.
I had to put Luke Musgrave in because Sam Laporta is at home.
That's what I got today because Laporta this week is on a bye week. They're on a bye week, right?
Yep.
The Lions are on a bye week.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah,
I told
that's
your
it.
teaser. You're the teaser
did?
king, dude. Yeah, you're the
Yeah,
teaser
we're gonna
king,
nail this
man.
one. We're gonna nail
I
this
did it at a 6.5 point plus 225. Just
I love it.
I wanted to get the Vikings at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly that's what I wanted. So
Nice.
extra half point.
That can't miss.
Now the pressure's on Chris. Chris tells us. Now we're telling you on the teasers and the parlays, buddy.
Yep.
Hey, let's bring it.
The grasshopper. Has
I do have a regular parlay that I put in the other day. It's not from this morning.
13 teams, just one less.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, you've reeled me in a little bit, Heavy. You raised me up a little bit.
Yeah, but I need to get you to the point where you could tell me exactly how much you bet and how much you lost in a day. Because I know you're just slinging parlay. I know you're in college on a Saturday with 4 different sports. You ain't keeping track.
No,
I need to get you keeping track.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey man,
I told you we needed to do a bankroll 101 stream where we can go.
Dude, let me tell you something. Action Network, I have it as well. They are the best to track all your shit because you can
on
link
mobile. Don't do it on the computer.
No, I do mobile. I do mobile.
Mobile's so
Dude, I have
easy.
the app. Every bet because I have, I'm in Florida, so it's not legal. So I use Bet US and I could link my book through them, and then I also do Flip. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Flip. Is that it's a kind of fantasy, but it's funny. It's fantasy, but you could actually do parlays. You could parlay games. You could do like the same thing. I don't know how it's legal in Florida because it's supposed to be. I guess it's considered fantasy. But I could actually do almost everything. I could go into a single game parlay and then just pick different, same thing, up and unders, props, prop betting, same shit. It's real. So I'll do that because that you could bet like nothing. You could bet 50 cents if you want to. You know what I mean? So there's certain things that I get creative with that one, but mainly Bet US is the one that I use, and I'll link it. And that's how I keep. I started doing that this year because of you, Heavy, because I seen you do this, and then also Will. So I said, you know what, damn, and that's how I track all my shit, man. And that's for the first time ever. I'm actually looking at it. Yeah, I'm up and down.
It's nice to watch it as it goes. You can watch every single bet and know if it's in the green or the red or in the yellow.
Gives you the update. Exactly. It gives you the updates and stuff like that. And there's no better feeling when you're like, I hit every single check mark. And then there's no worse feeling when you lost that shit like in the first quarter. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's great. I do that to, see how much money am I losing and gaining in. So I'm still in the green. Not by a lot. I'm like at 10% right now. When I started it, like doing this baseball season when I started, like 6 months ago when I started betting baseball. At one point, I was like 35%, man, ROI. But shit, it's been rough. Football season started in college.
It's so simple too. Like you hit buttons, that's it, and you can edit. I told these guys not to join as a one. Don't pay the money for it.
I got the free one.
It's free, and then don't be a verified bettor. Because verified betting just basically means that they track your bets amongst other verified bettors and they have leaderboards and stuff. But you take a consensus line. So that just means that you're not, the way I do it and the way Elio does it is we actually enter in a custom pick and we track all of our lines that we get at our books versus verified bettors. They all have to compete with the same line. They don't compete with the book line. They compete with the consistent.
And they use that information as well for their, for their sharp and all that kind of shit. Their sharp.
Yeah. So like Will does it, and if you go to his page, you'll see all of his verified bets, but anything that's not verified, you don't see, and it doesn't factor into his overall results because the verified betting is more of like a contest amongst action members that want to compete against each other. I'm there to track my bets and my money.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I do the same way. I'm there and it's great because even prop betting guys, you could go ahead and enter all your props. They got the same props any book has. And let me tell you something. I do a parlay that's nothing but prop betting. Yeah, I'm telling you, I do 4 on Sundays. I do a parlay that's nothing but prop betting, and unfortunately, I got to get better like Heavy and start lowering my expectation from 4 to 3 and maybe 2s, and just don't be greedy. But
just every bet doesn't have to be plus money. and then you can still be plus money at the end of the night.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is. You're right.
Another
got,
feature I like is you can see the books. So
Mhm.
if you click, like I'll click on one of
It gives you
these
all the books
over here.
lines, which is great.
All the books
Yep.
lines show up right here. So I can
Nice.
basically see like what
Mhm.
is my books line compared to every other book. And then if you have multiple books that you have money in, like I do, I have Bovada and Bet Online, I don't have to go to the site to see which book has the better odds. I can just look at this and go straight to the book.
Yep,
Saves
it's
you a
cool.
lot of time.
And then it tracks it based on your book as well, because you could pick which book are you using every time you put your bet. And like you
Yep.
said, you could also, if it's not the same as your book, whatever line they're giving you, you could also change it. Like you could change the spread and all that kind of stuff, because sometimes it's different. It's really accurate, man. It's a great tool. That's why I do it, for what he has right there. That tracking right there, it's huge. Because it also helps me slow down when I'm fucking getting stupid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's take a break over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, here's another fun parlay. This is not a teaser. This is a straight 4-leg parlay, not a 14-leg. 4. I'm taking Green Bay -3. I'm taking the under at 39.5 in that game, paired with Seattle Seahawks +5.5 and the Texans -2.5. $9 win you 102.
There you go.
Beautiful.
That's
He's
my
on
speed
fire.
right there, bro.
There's
He's on
probably
fire.
one too many
We'll have all
legs.
these free
What?
articles here too. Like almost all
Yeah.
these, this one right here, these pro ones, they're not free. Yeah.
No, but dude,
But
they
out
give you
good-
articles like
I mean,
crazy.
if you just read this stuff, you'll
stuff.
learn so much about just everything.
Yeah. Try
Hey,
Yeah.
Bet US, hit up the Wake and Rake show for a sponsorship. Okay, we just probably got about 5-10 new signups for you.
Yep.
All right,
At
Action Network.
least send us a hat after we sucked your dick for a fucking hour.
Yeah, exactly. A hat would be nice. Maybe a hoodie.
I'll take a tumbler, man. All right.
That's funny.
Bumper sticker.
All right, boys. Happy betting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank-
Heather's in the house.
Oh.
What up?
Good morning, Heather.
I wonder if
Wishing us a
Finnegan's
great
listening.
day of wins.
What's for
think-
breakfast?
You think Finney's listening?
I bet. If she
I'm
is, they
tell
are.
it. Who's pops a bad do?
Classic. We are,
Classic
after all,
Wake and Rake.
a family show. I'm glad Heather stopped in. That's good luck right there. You get Heather at the end. Thank you, boys, for joining us. Thank you, everybody else who participated. We'll see you right back here next Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. on the East Coast. Till then, best of luck with your wagers and your fantasy lineups. Chris, kick the outro music.
Peace.
Uh-oh.
See ya.
Oh,
You messed up his freaking air guitar shit, man. You
Come
know
on,
what I mean? That's
producer.
what- yeah, it's